All right, we live. We
Yo,
live.
yo,
Yo, yo. Yeah,
want to
yo,
welcome
yo, yo.
y'all to another Night and Day Talk Media show. You know what I mean? Make
Yeah,
sure y'all get in here, hit that like button or tap your screen twice because we on a vertical
we on a
John.
vertical. Yeah, we gotta get into this, bro. Damn, Fat
Get into
Joe,
this. Fat
T.I.
Joe.
sued, Fat Joe being sued, T.I. being sued.
Yep.
Damn, but we ain't see this coming with Fat Joe with the his name being involved with messing with minors.
Anybody can get it. You know what I mean? With as far as these celebrities, we saying they being targeted out here.
Yeah.
You know what I
Come on there,
mean?
y'all. Come on there. We gonna
Come
get
on
into
there,
this.
man. We gotta get into this, y'all. This is
We
breaking
gonna
news right here, man.
right. We gonna get into this, y'all. Come on in. Let's get into it, man.
They got us locked into these distractions, but we gonna break
Right,
through it today.
right. So we gonna get into Ti stealing off YouTube. So Ti is being accused of stealing a film that was released on YouTube. So he got a lawsuit pending against him for the trademark from the people that released that film. So we gonna go ahead and get into this, man. Let's get into this. So Ti is being sued for trademark infringement over his upcoming film Situationship, with the web series created by Celia Sinai accused him of intellectual property theft. Filed in Georgia, the lawsuit claims that the rapper lifted the title from Sinai's series of the same name, which debuted on YouTube in 2016 and has since been distributed by BET Digital, Amazon Prime Video, and Tubi. All right, so let me go down. It says Sinai series explores the millennial relationship and ran for 2 seasons between 2019 and 2024. She says to develop a TV and film adaptation of the project and held meetings to expand the brand. She alleges that the Grand Hustle Films, T.I.'s production company, knowingly infringed on her work by using the situationship title for the film he wrote, directed, and starred in. So this is what these people do. Sometimes people be like, I remember that movie that Tyrese did. It was like a cop movie, and that joint was released on YouTube, and he kind of like took it from YouTube, and they kind of rewrote it and put it out. So it seemed like a lot of these folks be scouting through YouTube to see what they basically see what they could steal from the smaller content creators. Then they try to change up the title a little bit, or might try to rewrite the script a little bit, but they think that these people is not going to notice, which is crazy.
They've been doing that before the internet.
Yeah, they was doing it
Remember,
before the
they did
internet.
that to the woman Sophia Stewart who wrote the Matrix
They
and the
wrote the
Terminator,
Matrix, right? Facts.
and
The
that's
Wachowski,
because they read her books and we could turn this into a
the
movie,
movie, yup. The
a whole
Wachowski brothers,
franchise.
yup. And she said she pitched that to them people too. Like the the film company, she pitched. I think she said she pitched that to them too as well, and they just basically just stole all of it from her. Stole her books, her scripts, stole everything. But she ended up, you know, taking them to court and winning. So she does have the rights back to it. All right, so it said, according to the complaint, individuals who previously worked with Sinai show now appear to be involved with T.I.'s. But damn, hold on. So the people that she worked with, that this person worked with, the people that worked with her on her film now work with T.I.? Like, what? How the hell did that work? So that's like a blatant still, bro.
See, they went where the bread was at.
Yeah, that's crazy. Our says one is the longtime friend of the rapper's family. Another reportedly discussed an original project with her before joining the new production. The lawsuit also highlights the ironic twist T.I. and his wife Tamika Tiny Harris recently won 71 million in a separate IP lawsuit after the toy company modeled dolls after the girl group OMG Girls. Sanai's suit reference to a victory argued Ti should understand the importance of a project creative works. Exactly, they did just win that 70 something million from them OMG dolls. So yeah, so that look how they felt about the OMG company stealing the image of their R&B group. So Ti should understand. I feel what the person's saying. If he stole that project off YouTube from these people, then they got all right to sue. They got all right to sue, just like they sued the Dow company at 171 million. Yeah, that's crazy. And that shit, we know how that feel. Nigga done stole our Hood Times cartoons and they then put it on, made a version of it on Netflix, which nobody likes. People hated that damn Good Times animated series on Netflix. They was getting all kinds of backlash for that. People hated that John. Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was garbage what they did on Netflix.
Yeah, that shit was garbage, bro. That shit was garbage. Garbage. Hot garbage.
Because the toy company made sure this article got out.
Yeah.
That toy company needed revenge for Ti. When Ti and Tiny winning, they like, look, they do the same thing we do.
Right.
The toy company was behind this, bro. They we got to make sure this
Gotta get them
article.
back.
Yep.
Right. Gotta get them back.
We gotta get them back.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
He said we gotta get them back. Yeah, but that I don't like if Ti, I mean copyright infringement and trademark infringement, yeah, that the person got all right to sue.
Then didn't Tyrese do the same thing?
Yeah, Tyrese did the same thing with I forgot the
Yeah.
movie called Blue, where he played a police officer, but they got the idea from someone that already released it on YouTube.
Nigga, they took the script word for word.
Yeah, word and the title.
And the title, word for word. He just took the
Facts.
whole shebang off of there.
The whole
That's
shebang, bro.
wow.
Hell
And
yeah.
just put it out there like it was his creative works.
Right. Facts. They got our shadow. They got our channel shadow banned too. They got our shit shadow banned. You know when your shit shadow banned because it's not. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, did anybody even get any notifications? I don't even know if they sent the notifications out. Yeah. Yeah. This fat. We gotta get into this Fat Joe shit though too. We gotta get into this Fat Joe. We gotta get into this Fat Joe situation. This is crazy. I ain't see this coming. We ain't see this coming, but we ain't see that Tyler Perry shit coming neither. But it came. No Diddy. It came.
Yeah, they picking these celebrities off.
It ain't they? One by one. They knocks them out. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. I'm just trying to share this. Hold on, y'all. Let people know we live. Yeah, they
They knew
so
somebody was next.
right. That shit, we ain't know it was gonna be the very next day. the very next day. You know what I'm saying? The very next day.
So
Fat
we got
Joe.
Fat Joe sued for 20 million by
Yeah,
a former hype man.
right.
A former hype man. He alleges
Former
the
hype man,
rapper
bro.
engaged in sex acts with minors and coerced him into more than 4,000 sexual acts to maintain his standing. I don't know, y'all. This sound like more distractions out there.
Yeah, it's damn sure do.
So we got
But
Fat Joe's former hype man, Terrence T.A. Dixon, has filed an explosive lawsuit in federal court against the rapper on Thursday. Dixon is alleging that his former boss, whose real name is Joseph Antonio Cartagena, engaged in coercive labor exploitation, financial fraud, sexual manipulation, violent intimidation, and psychological coercion. Dixon adds that the hip hop star behind such chart toppers as What's Love got rich and famous while he and his associates deliberately suppressed, silenced, and erased Dixon's substantial creative, artistic, and commercial contributions, which were the foundational to Joe's professional success and personal brand. He is seeking up to 20 million in damages. 20 million.
20 million, bro.
20 million. See, these people be asking for crazy numbers.
Astronomical numbers.
Astronomical. Now at the
Yeah.
Tyler Perry situation, they wanted 260 million.
Yeah.
That's
That's
beyond. That's Buzz Lightyear beyond. You know what I'm
facts.
saying? And you got this dude asking for 20 million in damages. And like you said yesterday, niggas gonna have to prove that they literally had 20 million in damages. Like,
Yeah.
like what did you do that cost you? What did he do to you to cost you $20 million? Was you
Yeah.
even projected to make $20 million?
Exactly.
So the complaint filed in the U.S. District Court, Southern District of New York, details so many disturbing claims about Fat Joe's alleged sexual relations with women, including minors, that it contains a trigger warning on the first page of 157 of the document. For 16 years, Dixon served as Fat Joe's so-called hype man, a common figure in hip-hop who supports the artist by energizing the crowd and enhancing the overall performance. He also contributed as a lyricist and a background vocalist on hits like Congratulations, Ice Cream, and Money Over Bitches. According to the complaint, he had an unrivaled vantage point to observe the rapper's offstage lifestyle and behavior. So Dixon is represented by Tyrone Blackburn, who is also the lead counsel in a high-profile case against Sean Diddy Combs. See, look at the
Damn.
connections.
Look at the connection. All right.
You see how it's all man, it's all a clown circus out. It's all a circus out here, bro. In
Facts.
February 2024, Blackburn filed a lawsuit on behalf of Diddy's accuser, Lil Rodney, alleging sexual assault, sexual harassment, and failure to pay his underling. 1 month later, Department of Homeland Security. Yeah, we already know about the Diddy situation. So here
Yeah.
we go. Fat Joe was up next. You know what I'm saying? So it
Bad
was
job.
it was Diddy, Tyler Perry, now a bunch of other people. Now it's Fat Joe.
Rolling it out on Fat Joe.
You're right.
This
So what is this? Some like y'all don't see like this is some type of scripted play.
or is it
How they
just
just
people
bringing all
or
these
just
people
people
up?
just trying to get bread? I just think it's a lot of people just trying to get money. People's in hurting for bread, and they doing a lot of targeting people in situations where they trying to get these celebrities to settle out of court. They go for a high number just so because who wants to be sued? Who wants to be dragged through the courts to deal with some to deal with some stuff like this? So they throw a high number in there, and the lawyers are greedy. They all for it. Them Tony Busby type characters, they all for it. So they throw a high number in there just so they can get the celebrity to settle out. Like, listen, my client said he'll settle out for $10 million. Same thing with the chick with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp offered her $10 million, just to keep things under wraps. She want the 50. The lawyer said, nah, go for the 50 million. That OnlyFans chick coming from nothing didn't even want to take the 10 million. She probably would have took the 10 million if it wasn't for the lawyer. The lawyer wants to go for the 50.
But you know what's crazy though? These celebrities go through this all the time. They've been going through this throughout the years. It just never reached the media when they in
Yep.
power.
Yep.
Because you gotta think about it. These cases that they getting now is something that they've been getting over the years. It's just that you would never hear about it.
Yeah.
So it's like now I feel like it's scripted in the fact that they're using this as an advantage to take them down. Because you gotta think about it. Everybody knew what everybody was doing in the industry all these years. Because the main thing we say is why they talking about it now when it happened decades ago. Why everybody is talking about it now when like you said yesterday, they all been talking about it. It just never reached the mainstream.
Yeah,
Like they always been talking about it throughout the years. The one lady saying that Diddy shot her in the face. Yeah, I'm saying she been saying that for years. People been saying. I mean, some of this stuff seemed like it's made up on the fly, like this Fat Joe. Like we never heard these stories about Fat Joe, so it's just
yeah,
like a nigga can make this up on the fly.
yeah. But this is somebody that used to be involved with Fat Joe.
Yeah,
A
but
former
even a
hype
nigga
man,
like that can
which
make things up
which
on the
which
fly.
which Fat Joe actually sued him for extortion. I'm trying to get to the article. Hold on, I think I got the article.
So these are just all money grabs that we
Yeah,
hear,
these are money.
and they
Yeah, these are
making it
money
public.
grabs.
They making it all because this stuff goes on all the time behind the internet. It's just like now
Yeah,
they putting it out there as a distraction. See, they just showing us what goes on a daily basis. It's not like this stuff is all just happening now and all. Nah, they showing you what these celebrities go through even behind the scenes, but when they're powerful, these celebrities got enough money to cover this stuff up to where it never reaches the light of day. Or if it does, it's just in the form of little rumors and whispers here and there.
why
You know what I'm
why
saying?
why is his hype man last name Dixon too? Like the
Yeah,
dude that.
and
Listen,
then it's related to the Diddy case also,
all
as
right,
well as the Tyler Perry case with the Dixon name.
all right. So Fat Joe did file a lawsuit against his former hype man Terrence Dixon. Dixon's attorney Tyrone Blackburn. I heard that name before. The attorney Blackburn, for defamation and international infliction on emotional distress. So Fat Joe did sue this hype man for basically like a sue. I don't know if the counter sue, but Fat Joe sued the hype man because the hype man was speaking on Fat Joe's name, in defamatory ways. So Fat Joe sued, his former hype man. So now the hype man comes back a few months later and sues Fat Joe and says he's involved with messing around with minors as well. So it's not only that he's suing Fat Joe, he's claiming Fat Joe was having sex with minors, underage girls. You got to prove that, bro. You can't just say that. You got to actually prove that. If you're
So
going to
he sat
accuse
back and
somebody
watched
of
them
that,
do that for years
yeah,
and didn't say nothing.
you got to
Or
prove that,
was he? Or was he saying something all these years?
or wasn't he, or wasn't he? It
Which
seemed like,
one?
I
Because I
mean,
mean, you gotta think about it. Something that if it was that serious and that he was running around messing with minors and all that, and dude was really bothered by it, he would have said something back then.
yeah. So Fat Joe says that him and Blackburn conspired to extort him for money, and it started March 23, 2025, when both parties sent a written a demand, basically a written letter demanding Cartagena seeking financial compensation for for being a ghostwriter, uncredited vocalist in some Cartagena songs. So this nigga is claiming that he ghostwrote some songs for Fat Joe.
Hmm.
I mean, I ain't denying it's possible.
That's a possibility.
That's
Hell
a
yeah.
possibility.
But it just
Uh,
seemed like this some back and forth stuff because Fat Joe
yeah,
sued
yeah, yeah.
him. He's suing Fat Joe. This is the same shit that goes on behind the scenes in the industry all the time. You just don't hear about it.
You just don't hear about it.
See, but now they want these celebrities stuff to get aired out
Yeah,
there
they want to, right. Help.
because
Right.
these celebrities are disposable to the
Yeah,
system.
yeah, and it helps with the distraction as well.
That's why they're
Yeah,
disposable because they're used to as a distraction and they dispose of them. Like they got their money. They've been living good all these years. They good now. We can send them off and they'll rather they be end up in jail for life or be broke or both
yeah,
or be unalived. That's the system mindset against these celebrities.
yeah. So Fat Joe basically saying that his former hype man, his lawyers basically conspired to extort him for money because they wrote a letter to him demanding, demanding money basically for compensation for this hype man, uh, credited, ghostwriting and whatever else. So they wanted to settle out of court. So I guess Fat Joe like, nah, you're not extorting me. Same thing how all these other celebrities is doing. They lawyers is stepping up like, well, my client don't want to get extorted, so we just gonna fight this all the way. Yeah, they gonna fight it. So I guess fight Fat Joe countersuing this dude, and you know, and then dude suing Fat Joe now, but dude and spiced it up a little bit more, saying there's sex with minors involved. So it just seemed like it's a, like you said, it's a back and forth thing, and yeah, it gets ugly when money start getting involved like that. It start getting, it gets ugly.
If he's a dude, right, and he don't like the relationships that Fat Joe's had with minors. If he felt like that, he would have said something back then.
Yeah, it's right.
He would have spoke. He would been like, nah. He would have been like back then. I ain't effing with him because he's a pedo and all
Yeah,
that.
because he messing with girl, right? Underage girls and all that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So it just seemed
So
like it's
he's only
immediate.
doing it just
Yeah,
because they suing each other back and
yeah,
forth. Shit
right,
that goes on in the music industry or the industry
right.
period on a daily basis. It's just
Yeah,
not aired out in the public like it is nowadays.
but if you throw the minor accusations in there, it kind of
It
makes the story a
makes it
little bit
worse.
large. It makes it
Yeah,
worse. It
Diddy.
makes the story get larger. No Diddy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like they know he knew what he was doing by saying Fat Joe was messing with minors. Now that now we all know that dude saying that he got to prove that. You know what I mean? Like you just can't accuse somebody without having evidence. So we haven't heard no women coming forward and saying Fat Joe messed with them while he was underage. We haven't heard that yet. So him just saying that, I just feel like he just said that so it can, can make his, lawsuit even more credible by throwing, saying he messed with minors to make the story, stretch out longer. No Diddy. They know what they doing by saying, "Oh, Fat Joe messing with minors." That headline, bro. Everybody going, everybody look at us. We talking about it now. They know exactly what they doing for it, but we know you have to actually prove that. There has to be proof. You can't just go around accusing people of that type of accusation without proper evidence. So, and it's like the climate for that down too. So the climate for all these SA lawsuits, like it's like the floodgates for SA lawsuits is open. So anybody could come along and say a celebrity did this or the celebrity did that, and it's gonna make the headlines. I mean, a lot of those Busby cases, a lot of them 200K, a lot of them lawsuits died off, bro. A lot of that shit wasn't even true.
So what you think creating this climate?
But you think creating this climate,
Yeah.
as far as like what,
The climate, all these
for all
all
these
the
celebrities
celebrities
and
being aired
essays?
out. Yeah.
I mean, well, for one, being a celebrity now is like overrated for the simple fact that it's oversaturated.
Yeah, because it's
Anybody,
social media.
because social media made anybody famous, can make you famous overnight. So being a celebrity now is like oversaturated.
Right.
So they need to, a lot of these people are going to get dragged through the media with these accusations and all that. We're going to see a lot of them in court, and they're just making, all they doing is making room for the next celebrity to step up, and then it'd be the same cycle again, cycle after cycle. That's it. Um, a lot of these old timers, they want them out the way. Like all these dudes that's 50 and up and all that, that been in the industry for years, they services is no longer needed. They a celebrity influence ain't as strong as it used to be because social media made them more accessible. Before you had to read about celebrities in magazines, hear them on the radio, TV, and all that. They life, their private life wasn't accessible. Now that social media created the climate for these celebrities' lives, private lives, to be displayed on the internet. People exposing them, former girlfriend exposed, this celebrity, DMs getting exposed from celebrities DMing with these flying, trying to fly these chicks. It's like a lot of stuff is being exposed, bro. You know what I mean? Like the internet made celebrities' life, put their life basically on Front Street. So now it ain't even, being a celebrity ain't even cool no more. It's not cool as it used to be. Don't have the same impact. So a lot of these people is gonna be, you're gonna see a lot more people names coming out in the media for sexual assault, and like we seeing billionaires being taken down. Billionaires from that world being taken down in the media. Same media that built them up, same media used to destroy them. Now look at Tyler Perry name dragged all through the media, lawsuits, and you know what I'm saying?
And they going through all the richest ones. They show us because there's ones that's obviously more wealthier than they are.
Yeah, yeah,
But they going
facts.
after the ones that they put in our faces all the time.
Yeah, the
Tyler
famous. Yeah,
Perry,
right.
Diddy, Jay-Z,
The
you know what I'm
fame.
saying?
Yep.
Kanye, Fat Joe, like they putting the who's next? Khaled?
DJ
You know what
Khaled,
I'm saying?
Rick
Yeah,
Ross.
like Rick Ross, who knows? It just seems like you just pick any name out of the hat. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's gonna be. Like it's like they open up the
Right,
floodgates, like they just try because they trying to get rid of celebrity status, period.
right.
To where, because it's like where anybody could become a celebrity now. That's another reason why it's watered down. More people is trying to become a celebrity than even caring about celebrities.
Yeah.
Because
And I don't care.
anybody can become famous on the internet now.
Facts.
So that watered it down also. So they know exactly what they doing because they preparing everybody for basically this AI coming in to handicap everybody.
Yeah.
Because once AI do everything for you, you're gonna lose. We're gonna lose a bunch of skills.
Right.
You're
It's
gonna
just
lose a bunch
right.
of skills because you're gonna be dependent on artificial intelligence for
Yeah.
everything.
I mean, this is inevitable too. It's not. It's like something that it's not, can't be avoided. This is where the next phase is going into. So it's like, what do you do? Do you use it to your advantage? Because I feel like that's really the only thing you can do where artificial intelligence is being implemented into society in a way we never seen before. So what do you do? Avoid it, fight against it, or do you use it to benefit you? I think you have to find a way to make it benefit you. I think you have to make it assist you in the things that you're doing. Because our artificial intelligence is not all bad. It's not all bad either. It depends on who's behind it. See, even though
I don't think it's bad or good. Like that ain't even
yeah,
really
it's
what it's
neutral, right?
about.
Yeah,
It's just that the fact that the reason why all this stuff is coming up with the celebrities because they getting rid of the celebrities because you're not gonna need them because of the artificial intelligence. You ain't gonna need these celebrities no more. Like the way they gonna innovate the game with artificial intelligence, you're not the celebrities aren't going to be needed in the same way that they were
now,
needed
right
decades ago. Like they
now,
still use celebrities and stuff, but a lot of times the AI celebrities are going to be going to end up being more famous than the actual real
yeah,
celebrities.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what they
yeah.
want.
Like right, like you have Timberland, you know, trying to put out a AI artist. You know what I'm saying? Like he's working out something where he signed his first AI artist, and he's trying to you know you know um put music out under artificial intelligence from an AI art from a AI artist. I mean, he's catching a lot of backlash from it because I don't think society is 100% ready for that. So he's kind of getting some type of pushback from it, and plus they feel like he's stealing all the artists' music that he be you know um he got that joint on live where he be playing the artist music and all that, and basically putting them down with the beat club and all that. So they feel like Timberland is taking a lot of you know unheard, unsigned artists that's real good and basically training AI with those people's voices and shit like that. Um, I don't know if that's true or not, but I can understand people's concern as far as with that. Um, is that where there'll be artificial intelligence artists in the future? Yes, hell yeah, yes. It's gonna be a lot of artificial intelligent artists. Yes,
I mean, that's where they wanted to go, but don't necessarily mean it's gonna be successful. At least
yeah,
not yet.
yeah, right,
But you see, they gonna keep on trying. But eventually it's gonna break through because people are warming up to artificial
yeah,
intelligence.
right,
People is warming up to it, and well, how this links to this whole thing is they're trying to start early to start getting rid of some of these celebrities that they feel like they overpaying because AI is about to replace a lot of the things that they do in the industry.
yeah, yeah,
And they not going to need these artists in the same capacity that they needed them before. A
yeah,
lot
like
of them, a
right,
lot of them were already created in the studio. Some of your biggest celebrities were already created in the studio. You take
yeah,
away all that computer CGI shit, and you got a talentless person standing there, or you take away the
I
auto
think all,
tune,
all the tune and
and
all that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of those big celebrities were created in labs anyway, and
Yeah,
that's just what it
um,
is. So they figure, hey, we might as well get rid of them, period, and just use AI softwares. Then we won't have to
I,
pay nobody. We
right.
just take over the whole industry like that.
I mean, I look at a lot of this artificial intelligence software just another tool to be creative with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That's how I look at it. I look at it as a tool that can be used to still get your ideas out there. You know what I mean? Because even though it's artificial intelligence and you prompting it to do, you still got to get creative with your prompts. You know what I'm saying? Like your prompts still got to be creative. Even though you direct the AI to do what you want it to do, your prompts still got to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to, especially if you want to rise above the rest, you gotta be the. I mean, you gotta be the best at using these AI, artificial intelligent tools. You gotta be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still. I feel like it's just still another tool to get your ideas across, regardless. No different from using any other software to get your ideas out there. Now it's just more convenient. They making it more convenient and more easier for you to do that. But I still feel like you gotta still be creative with it, regardless. You know what I mean? And a lot of these niggas in these industry niggas is gone. They from the old. These niggas is from the old world, bro. They don't. These niggas is no longer needed because they don't. They not into tapping into artificial intelligence and using it. Like these niggas is from the old world. You see what I'm saying? Niggas like Fat Joe and all that. Like Tyler Perry still, he's still, you know, doing it, doing the traditional Hollywood way. Studio, writing script, studio, and all that. But the big companies like
and that
Lionsgate,
still work.
yeah, it still works. But for
Hell yeah.
Lionsgate signed their first deal with the artificial intelligence where they're putting out movies and TV films prompted by them and feeding it to AI, and AI is creating it now. So Lionsgate signed their first deal with AI before anybody else did. And I forgot the name of the company.
I
So
don't think AI will ever do it better than the you know what I mean, the
nah,
old fashioned way.
I think they're gonna mix it.
It's always gonna be something
Eh,
missing out of it,
All right, like even
like
if
an
you watch,
empty shell.
yeah, but people's gonna be used to it, bro. They ain't gonna really like. It's gonna be so good, you ain't gonna really be able to tell a difference because if you still putting emotion and stuff into it, that's what people react off the emotions and everything that's put into those films. So if that is still there, if that is
Yeah,
still
but
there
that's
as
not
far as
as
laughter,
artificial
happiness,
intelligence make it suck with the emotion
but
part.
but you ain't even gonna be able to tell. Like they've been using artificial intelligence. We still watch the Matrix. That's nothing but artificial intelligence. But it's still they was still able to get the message across by doing it.
No, they use CGI for that. They ain't use artificial
Yeah,
intelligence CGI.
CGI is artificial intelligence.
Nah, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Now the artificial intelligence is being integrated into CGI, which makes it using CGI easier. But nah, artificial intelligence and CGI is not the same thing.
I mean, bro, the way I seen it and the way it looked to me, how the CGI software was set up. I mean, you still have only difference is that they still had to map out the characters. They still had to go in and actually still draw and do all that. But now with artificial intelligence, with the CGI, it's like a next level up to the point they don't even have to draft out the characters anymore. They just prompt AI to do it, and AI, spits the image back out.
That's what
You
makes it
know,
different from traditional
right?
CGI. The
But
AI shit, they integrated AI into
yeah,
CGI to make it easier to use.
I mean, if you look at movies like The Lion King, I'm talking about the one they use with the real looking CGI. It's
Yeah.
artificial. That's artificial intelligence. If you listen to certain people's albums, like
But it's still not good. But it's not as good as the original one
yeah,
though.
it's not as good. Nah, it's never gonna be as
You
good as
see
the
what I'm
original.
saying? Like it's
But
always
people,
gonna be something
but
feel like it's missing.
yeah, but you gotta think about it. General population ain't going.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I know
because
that.
we looking at it from the creative side because we're creatives. So
Yeah,
we looking at it totally different rather than the
facts.
regular population gonna look at it.
Yeah, they
They
gonna look at it to be like McDonald's and shit.
right,
Like
right. They gonna look at it the same way they've been looking at it. Like, yeah, all right, it's just the finished product.
right.
They only care about the finished product. They're not worrying about artificial intelligence and what they use behind the tools they use behind the scene to create this project. All
Yeah.
they care about is the finished product. Creatives like us is more into what they using behind the scenes to get this shit working. You know what I mean? Now AI ain't all whack though. I mean, you can use AI as a tool to benefit you in a way where it's just assist your ideas.
Yeah, because it's more productive. You could do things faster.
Yeah,
When
but
you're
you
a
can.
creator, you got a lot of
Yeah,
stuff you got to do. If you could
right.
cut the time in half and use AI, like your whole
Yeah,
project don't have to be 100% AI.
right.
You could integrate,
You can integrate.
stuff that yeah, just integrate it a little bit where you need it, but not make the whole project
Yeah,
AI. I mean, some people's
facts.
100% against AI, and I'm
Yeah,
not taking that stance because I believe
yeah,
everything on this planet have the ability to be good and bad at the same
yeah.
time. Just depends on the person who's using it and how it's
And
being
how it's
used.
being used. Facts.
Like everything else on the planet, you just gotta have
Yeah,
some type of uh intelligence about yourself. You gotta have
yeah.
some
I
type of
agree.
intelligence about yourself
You're
to
right.
understand that it don't have to be all bad or all good.
Yeah, I agree. It shouldn't replace um artists, which I think AI is not going to 100% replace humans. It's not. That can never happen. I mean, it's not meant to happen like that anyway. AI is just supposed to be actually a tool of assistance to humans anyway. I don't think it's meant to replace humans. So I feel like they still gonna have a hard time trying to, even if the idea is to replace humans with artificial intelligence, they never gonna be successful at that because this planet ain't just meant to be like that. It's not meant.
Well,
You
you know what
still
my
need human.
theory is. You
What?
know what my theory is. Human race is artificial intelligence also, because we ain't the originals.
Right. You said what's with Fat Joe? Is it false info? I mean, nah, we don't know if it's false or not. I mean, to actually accuse somebody of messing with minors, you gotta have proof. You gotta have proof, and you gotta have evidence to show that. Like just because it's in the headlines, don't make it true. That's what people got to get across too. Just because it's in the headlines doesn't make it true. But I see how they can use that to imprint that idea in people's head that anything that comes across the media dealing with a celebrity is true and that they're
Mhm.
guilty right away. See, that's dangerous, man. That's dangerous. Can you imagine being accused of something you ain't do and it's in the headlines and they saying you did that, and then you just go to the comment section and everybody thinking you guilty, you know how that would feel? That's dangerous, man.
Social media is sophisticated propaganda.
Yeah,
Like
that
it's more sophisticated now. Like the
mhm,
propaganda they used to do, before it used to be through the newspapers or through little
fact,
drawings they put up on the wall showing people with big noses or little
right,
pamphlets they sent
illustrations.
around
Yep.
showing black folks with fried chicken and watermelon on the front of the
Big noses,
joint.
big lips.
Yep,
Right.
no big nose, big lip, big red lips, and spitting out watermelon seeds like that. It went from that to now all of it's being integrated into the computer and on your phone and on social.
I think you cut out a little bit. Yeah, but that's
It's
dangerous
even
too.
more sophisticated because you're walking around with the propaganda all day in
Yeah,
your pocket and you're engaging with it now. Like you can engage with it with the community nonstop. Like you can sit there and be engaged into this propaganda 24/7 and not
yeah,
even think about it. That's more sophisticated than a television set, the radio, the newspaper, and the word of mouth. Because now you're able to connect with people around the globe and talk about the
yeah.
propaganda.
Talk about yeah. That's dangerous. That anything deemed as coming across the headlines is so they already deemed as guilty. That's
Yeah,
dangerous, bro.
that's some
That's
crazy
dangerous.
ass
But
propaganda right there, bro.
and now I kind of went to the comment sections where this Tyler Perry thing is being talked about. A lot of people ain't is not agreeing with it, but it's other than on the flip side you have people that feel like Tyler Perry is guilty of that. I think because the text messages, like he shouldn't be fraternizing with people that's working for him in that capacity of those text messages of how they was interacting back and forth, like a boss to employee. It shouldn't be that. I mean, and I can kind of understand that the text messages being the way they are. I feel like a person like Tyler Perry got to be way more careful. You know what I'm saying? He got to be way more careful, and the people he hired not to fraternize with them in that type of capacity, where they feel comfortable enough with talking of sexual to you. Like it shouldn't even be like that. Like you got to separate that shit, bro. So Tyler Perry might be innocent as hell, but it looks crazy that he's fraternizing with the people that's working for him in that type of manner. So I feel like these people be setting themselves up for that, man. Like, and the thing about it is, in this climate, bro, like the tech, like people, it's just eager to leak text messages. Like, you can't even really have a conversation with people and trust even having a conversation with people through text messages because they leak them shits, bro. Especially if you somebody of stature, somebody that has status. Soon as one thing go wrong, they get ready to leak. They gonna leak that shit, bro. So I feel like this climate, you can't even really trust no goddamn body in this type of climate. So you got to be careful who you even fraternize with in this type of climate, bro. Like you got to keep that shit strictly professional.
This have never before happened in the industry where so many entertainers
Hmm.
get put in the media for this type of stuff.
All right, it's
That goes to
crazy.
show you that something big is going down.
Right.
Because
I,
never in the whole history of the entertainment business have these many celebrities been put out there like that. You know what I'm saying? All at this in a small little amount of time. That's
yeah.
crazy. That means that it's all they're being targeted. Not saying that they innocent or guilty. We don't know what the hell they did.
Right.
And we can't say that they're guilty because you got to go through trial first and people got to bring evidence. You can't just say something and it automatically be true. It got to
Yeah.
be proven. But then I
Fact.
also see this as a distraction because there's so much of it now.
Yeah.
It's way too. That's all we seeing is a bunch of negativity in the media all the time, and these celebrities who were once portrayed in a positive light. Now all of a sudden it's all negative now.
Yeah,
And not even just that, it's just negativity, period. Wars,
yeah.
the wars, all that stuff, the protests, the all, it's just all negativity, constant, heavy negativity. You know what I'm saying?
I know we.
That right there, that's toxic as hell. That's toxic as hell, number one. Because all you feed in your mind, your subconscious mind, is negativity 100% of the
Yeah,
time when you basically paying attention to social media.
yeah.
You
Facts.
barely see positive shit on social media anymore, bro.
Nah, it's
It's
it's more
literally
way more
being covered
negative.
up. And the thing is, you can say, "Oh, it's what you watching in your algorithm," but nah, it ain't even that. The algorithm pushes the negativity.
Yeah, it's way more
It's
negativity in the
yeah,
media.
they tweak that algorithm, bro. That
And
joint don't
social
just
media.
that shit don't just show you what you watch. They
You
push
literally
certain
right,
things to you through that algorithm, bro.
right. And a lot of it should be shock value and everything. So you
Facts.
can't you can't help but see it. You know what I mean? Like you could train your algorithm to watch, to the things that you like, but it's just the internet is so bombarded with a bunch of negative content. Not just don't even be content, it just be just a lot of crazy stuff going on. And it always it don't even know how, no matter how your algorithm, how you train your algorithm to show you what you want to watch, it leaks over because the internet is bombarded with so much negativity that it overshadows the positive. So it's like you have to make the conscious decision and to with yourself to be like, all right, I don't even want to watch none of that. I'm strictly just going to watch this content and that's it. You said black men are being destroyed as industry. Yeah, that's a fact. But I just think all people in positions right
It's
now,
more than just black.
yeah,
It's
because
black men too.
it's
But I
it's
think
more
it's
than
more than just black men because you see
yeah,
a lot of other celebrities who ain't black
and
being
it's just
destroyed also
I
at this
mean
time.
it ain't even just celebrities. Like we seeing CEOs of Fortune 500 companies being ousted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Corporation CEOs are being ousted.
All
I
different
mean,
types of things are
it's
happening.
all yeah, it's a whole shift that's happening. See what they kept they want to keep our minds occupied so we won't have to focus on this financial system. That's the one thing they want our minds not to focus on is that financial system, bro. That's like the number one thing. They don't want too many people focusing in on the new financial system because they know a lot of people's gonna get wealthy, a lot of people's gonna get rich,
And
a lot of
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
people ain't gonna
uh,
be rich
yeah,
neither. A lot
and
of
a lot
people
of
is gonna
people
be
ain't
destitute
right.
if they. But I that's only if they pull that system off what they're planning on doing. Don't
Yeah,
necessarily mean they gonna be
right. Successful at it.
successful. Right.
Facts.
That don't necessarily mean that just because they want to do something. We know how
Yeah,
that is.
facts.
Yeah, it ain't necessarily mean they're gonna be successful. But a
Yep,
lot of this is distracting everybody from what's happening in the financial system.
yep,
This new currency that's coming about. The way people way money gonna be moved around is gonna be 100% different.
yep. Transactions is gonna be
Yep.
even more, you know,
Now they've been giving us training wheels with this for a minute now, because I mean you gotta think about it. We
credit
all
system.
know how to use Apple Pay and Cash App and all that stuff.
Yep,
So it's just showing us where things are going. Things are speeding up. Everything is speeding up.
everything.
AI, the way money is being moved,
Yep,
all of that is going to be automated. So everything's going to be 100% automated. There's going to
facts.
be less human contact and more beast-like system.
Hmm.
Just being real with y'all, it's going to be like a
Yeah,
beast-like system. But it's like, could you tame that beast, or that beast going to tame us?
yeah. Because if you think about it, if you putting the world on autonomous automated system, right?
Right.
The AI doesn't care about morals. They don't have the capacity to think about you know what I mean? Like they don't make moral decisions. So them cutting you off by the automated system kicking in and cutting you off or something, it's like who can you complain to? AI don't care. It don't
Yeah,
it
because
don't
they
have
don't
the
have no empathy.
yeah, it don't have no empathy, it don't have
Yeah.
the capacity to make moral decisions. So it's like that's dangerous, bro. That's dangerous.
I mean,
That's
that's the
dangerous
type
that
shit that was going on in the movie with Will Smith, I Robot.
yeah,
That was the whole premise behind that. That's why Will Smith didn't like the robots, because he felt like their decisions were too logical and not moral enough.
yeah, not right. And that's the one thing we can't lose is morality in this in our in society. Can't lose morality. We can't 100% depend on artificial intelligence to make moral decisions for humans. That's
Yeah.
dangerous, bro. Because you that's dangerous for that you if you say something that violates just and it could be something that you ain't even do, but artificial intelligence will make an error mistake. You see what I'm saying? It's like with YouTube, your channel could get terminated by artificial intelligence, but when you put
Because
the
they don't
appeal,
understand
yeah,
context.
yeah. So when you put the appeal in with the human actually has to go behind artificial intelligence and make the human decision whether your channel should be reinstated or not. See that depending on AI is crazy, bro. That means your channel get terminated by that's messing your money up. Your money could be you could have made $100,000 in a month. If your channel get terminated, that $100,000 is gone unless a human comes along and reinstate your channel. But what happens? You have to depend on that money to pay your bills and all that shit. That's the point
The
we making.
the Genius Act bill. You right, Rose
Right, right.
H20.
The Genius Act bill.
That's
Fact.
about the stable coins. They about to unleash those stable coins.
Yep.
That Genius Act bill has been going on behind the scenes while they've been talking about the war,
Yeah.
talking
Why
about
they
the
distract?
protests, talking about
Yeah.
Iran, talking about Israel, talking about
Israel.
Diddy,
Yep.
talking about Tyler Perry. While
Yep.
everybody's distracted with all that shit,
Hey,
the
the
Genius
Genius
Act,
Act bill. Fact.
the Genius Act bill passed, basically putting crypto in their stable
Yep.
coins as money, as
As
cash.
money. Yeah.
See, that's one of the things that they do when they about to change, when they about the money changers. Now you
The
gotta think
money
about it.
changers.
These are the
Right.
money changers. When they about to make a big move, they need a lot of distractions in the media to. That's why they got us. That's why they got us black. That's why they got us blacklisted. Jr.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Our
why they got
channel.
our channel.
Yeah.
That's why they got our channel shadow banned, because we're talking about what they're distracting us
Yeah. The
from, and
artificial
our
intelligence.
listeners
Yeah.
are educated.
Yeah.
You see, our
And it,
listeners are very
right.
educated. You see,
For the
the
sac.
Genius
For the
Act bill.
yeah. For the simple fact that Rose H20 put up Genius Act bill. Artificial intelligence already picked that up. They know what we talking about right now. They ends by keywords. They enter like you can even try to code it as much as possible, but keep they operate by keywords. So any keywords that you're talking about on your channel, artificial intelligence automatically picks that up. You know what I mean? So even though we talking about it's Ti and Fat Joe and them in the title, us speaking and AI is picking up keywords, then based off the keywords that they hear you saying, they could just start shadowing your channel.
Well, you realize all the
They
other
won't push.
channels who's
Right.
covering this are just talking about the surface level stuff.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, oh, Fat Joe like Diddy now.
Right.
It's just like surface level shit. But
Yeah.
nobody's telling you why they putting all these celebrities on blast like this in a short period of time. We giving y'all the reason why. That's why
Yeah.
they shadow banning us, because we telling y'all what they distracting y'all from. This Genius Act bill is the biggest thing that's going to happen globally. They
Fact.
putting like what Rose H2O said, they putting the banks in position to basically start getting rid of cash and start
Fact.
accepting more cryptocurrency, because they
Yeah.
want everything digitized. That's more important than everything that's going on, because all the rest of
Fact.
the shit is fake,
Yeah.
and these celebrities are
Right.
being basically sacrificed
Yeah. Because the
just so they
financial.
can be a distraction.
Yeah. The financial system depends on how your ass going to eat.
It
So
depends on everything.
yeah, on
It
everything. How
depends
you
on
going to live?
everything.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
you going to live? How your bills is being
yeah,
paid? How money is being exchanged?
yeah.
Everything. How basically like the new digital constitution being set up linked to the financial system. You can't even say certain shit online, or they're gonna cut your cut your credits off and shit like that. Like a lot of this shit is being implemented into society, and
Digital ID, where you're gonna need
yeah,
digital ID to even operate to do anything. So
yeah,
that means your ID is gonna have to be digital
yeah,
on it, so you to even have access to the internet at some point. Cause you gotta understand what they're about to do they about to make a big ass shift with the system right now. They about to
right.
upgrade it to Web3. You know what I'm saying? They're upgrading the whole
Blockchain,
internet to
right.
Web3. And that's basically what they call a blockchain. That's what the whole cryptocurrency shit run on. And everything else runs on that. They about to
Everything.
upgrade to that now. That's why they distracting us talking about the wars, the protests, Trump and all them. All that shit is a distraction of what they're going to be doing with the money system. Because what they're trying to go cashless by 2030, which I don't think is realistic. But they're trying to go cashless. Like they're going to try to set it up to where banks don't even want to deal with regular cash. They're not even going to be accepting your
Yeah,
cash.
like
Like we can't even accept your cash because
yeah,
that's what
right.
this Genius Act bill is. The stable coins is what they want everybody to pay for everything with. Is these stable coins, which is a cryptocurrency that they want everybody to be using because it's easily tracked. It's easily
Man,
tracked
banks
by the
don't even have
government.
money in there
It's
no
easily
more.
tracked by everything, and it's the transactions are a lot faster, of course. So to move your money around the world is only going to take seconds, but before
Milliseconds,
it,
yeah.
it takes weeks and days sometimes to move your money around
Yup,
the
five,
world
six to
because it's
50,
going
yup.
through 3 or 4 or 5, 6 different banks sometimes just to get your money
Yeah,
around the world with all that
facts.
transactions and shit. And they about to cut all of that out with the digital system, with this whole crypto system and the blockchain. They're about to upgrade to that. So a lot of people's going to be left behind. The people who's focused on Diddy, Fat
Fact.
Joe, Israel, Trump,
Iran, yeah, all that.
Iran,
Yeah,
Ukraine, Russia, all of the Obama, all these motherfuckers that y'all be talking
except
about.
except
Yeah,
Obama.
all these motherfuckers y'all be talking about
Except
politically
Obama.
or entertainment wise ain't even gonna matter once that new system come into place. They upgrade into something called Web3, and they about to do it very soon. They already passing the bills through the houses and through the Senate and all that shit,
Nobody's
and
talking about it.
nobody's talking about that. People are only talking about the stuff that they want you to talk about, and that's Diddy, Fat Joe, Smokey Robinson, Tyler Perry, Yay. You know what I'm saying? All the bullshit. Trump, Iran, Israel, all that bullshit they want y'all to talk, they want y'all to be engaged in and talking
Focused
about,
on. Right.
focused on while they change upgrading the system to where your ass is either gonna be extremely rich or in the poorhouse. It ain't gonna be no in between.
Ain't no in between.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be no in between.
Hell no. There's no more in between.
Now there's gonna be ways to catch up, but it's gonna be more like
But
playing the game,
but the
like the
thing is,
SUED
it's a
game
game.
type shit.
But the thing is, they gotta have incentives to get people hooked onto the system. So they're gonna have the incentives in place, bro. They're gonna give people,
Big games.
yeah,
The
they're gonna
Hunger
give
Games.
people,
That's gonna be the incentive.
they
People
they
gonna
gonna
be able to
they
make
gonna give
money,
they gonna give people
make
incentives. They gonna,
cryptocurrency.
they're gonna give people a little bailout money in crypto and all that to get you to use it, to get you to, to train you to basically get you to start accepting it. Like, cause what you gonna do? What you gonna do when you can't pay your bills, but they want to bail you out with incentives of using cryptocurrency? Everybody's gonna take that. I don't think no one is gonna turn that down. It's not gonna turn that down, bro. So they got ways to get the day to day person onto that system anyway.
And the thing is, we
You know
already
what I
been
mean?
on that system.
Right, but the 100% change to stable coin,
Facts. That's big.
they're
People don't
gonna
realize how big that is
right,
until it happens.
and so to get the general population to engage in stable coin, they're gonna give people incentives, bro. They're just gonna give people bailout money in so you can use stable coins. That way it's gonna drive the market up. When you start getting the general population on that system, and everybody's and all these interactions and transactions is gonna drive the market up. It's gonna drive the whole digital market up. I think the market cap right now for crypto is like at 3 point trillion something. Once the system is changed and everybody's on it, it's going to drive it up to the who knows, the gazillions. It's going to be in the
Right.
gazillions some damn where.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So for those that invested in it early, it's going to be wealthy individuals. That's just how it goes. There's always a small window. There's always a gold rush. The gold rush, the .com boom. It's like always a small window for people to get wealthy off the new system that comes about.
Make sure y'all share this because we shadow banned.
Yeah.
They don't like us talking about this. When we start talking like this,
All right.
you know what
And
I'm
next,
saying?
make sure,
We get
y'all shop
shadow
with us
banned.
at 9 Day Herbals too. We got a big sale going on at 9dayherbals.com. Definitely go over there and get you some natural herbal products from shampoo.
35% off.
Yeah, shampoo, deep cleansing shampoo, hair growth conditioners and shampoos. Yeah, I mean soaps and herbal soaps and body oils, detox drinks, detox. Like we have a lot of good products on there. Exclusive product. I like to say the exclusive products because
Right.
you can't buy high quality products like that anywhere. Because these are people that's making them. We make our own products and we network with people that make their own herbal products, and
Right.
everything is grown in season. So this from the CBD that we sell, all of it's high quality CBD. So
Very high quality. We don't use any synthetic chemicals or anything.
hell no, never.
It's grown on really good fertilized soil. Soil
Fact,
is really because we in Lancaster area, so
facts,
it's real. If any of y'all know about Lancaster, PA, y'all know the Amish be out there, and that's where the good farmland is at. And that's
facts.
where a lot of the CBD products are from. So it's very high quality, and we ship pretty fast. So yeah, it's 35% off this week. So y'all want to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Nightandayherbals.com.
9 Day Herbals. Link pinned to the top. Link is in the description of
And
this
you know that's
video.
another thing that they distracting us from, man. They poisoning our food supply. They
Yeah,
poisoning our water and our food supply.
every
That's
day.
another thing that needs to be talked about
Right.
more.
Every day something's coming out in the media about food being recalled. Pounds
Fact.
and pounds and pounds and tons of food being recalled because they're it's because of the warehouses, the labs that that the food is being
Bro, let's be
created
real.
at
They
is
poisoning us
contaminated.
out here,
Yeah,
bro.
it's straight contamination. It's contamination, 100% contamination from our water supply to our air supply to our food supply. Everything is contaminated, and it's done on purpose. I mean,
That's
what would the
disgusting,
pharmaceuticals
man.
what would the pharmaceuticals prosper from if it wasn't a population full of sick people? If you keep the people sick, then the pharmaceutical companies can boom all day.
That's disgusting how they poisoning us, bro. And
Yeah,
it's
that
like
yeah,
lot of us are not even aware of it. And,
nah,
and some of us who are aware of it, it's like tough trying to explain it to the people who don't
yeah,
realize how badly they've been poisoning us. That's why all this sickness is running around. That's why people getting all these cancers and heart attacks
yeah,
and stroke and all this type of stuff, all these health problems
yeah.
is coming because they're poisoning us. They poisoning us through everything, man.
And they trying to keep us distracted from people actually finding out what they're being poisoned from. But
Facts.
it's happening so much that the population is so sick that it's inevitable that the information is coming out anyway because look at the results of people being sick, bro.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like millions
That's
and millions and
environmental.
millions of people. Yeah.
Yeah,
Eventually the truth gotta come out because people like, all right, why is everybody getting cancer in my family?
facts.
It's going to make people start, and I think COVID made a lot of people start looking into things because people had a lot of time to be at home and do research and look into things. So it did wake a lot of people up.
It did.
It did. So you see a lot of people starting to look into alternative medicine, you know what I mean? People's looking into using natural herbs and stuff to heal themselves. They not they not they might use the doctor to get their testing done. But when they go to the doctors and the doctors be like, wow, your levels is back to normal or shit like that. And they really don't, they explain to their doctors, well, I started using this certain herb. I started using this certain, you know what I mean? So their doctors be amazed because they go by textbook. They're not trained to know alternative medicine. So when you tell them, they shocked by it. They shocked by it. So
And the herbs and stuff, that's to prevent the disease from even
facts,
forming in the
facts.
first place.
Yep.
See, Western medicine is only supposed to be used, and Western medicine is the medicine system we go by now with all the pharmaceutical companies and the
Yeah.
synthetics. That's only supposed to be used in an emergency.
Hmm.
Like if you so far bad and you need to bring your blood pressure down real quick or something like that, or prevent yourself from having a heart attack instantly, or some type of crazy surgery you got to get from
Yeah.
some freak accident or something. That's Western medicine only. But we've been using Western medicine more than the
As a
Eastern
crutch.
medicine.
Yeah.
The Eastern medicine is usually the medicine where you use herbs, your food, all that stuff is medicine. Fresh air, sunlight,
Yep.
fresh water, you know what I mean, and whole foods. That's
Fact.
usually your medicine and the preventive shit. But Western medicine it was formed to treat emergencies. But we starting to use the shit for everything now, which actually, when you start treating something more aggressively than it need to be treated, it creates poison.
Facts.
So Western medicine in moderation is good. In moderation, but we're not using Western medicine in moderation, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And it's poisoning us. We're taking too many steroids, too many antibiotics, too many this, too many that they keep pumping into us nonstop, and it's actually counterproductive. Instead of teaching people how to live a healthier lifestyle and stop putting poison in the food supply, poison in the water supply, spraying the air with poison.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing all that, you know what I'm saying? We need to be promoting healthier lifestyles.
Straight up contamination, bro. Chemicals.
Chemicals and
Contamination.
crazy ass bacterias and shit.
Right.
Hyper super bacterias and all types of crazy chemicals they put in our food and water supply. Killing us off.
Right.
And we contributed to our DNA. We let them convince us that, oh, you're black or Hispanic. That's why you got high blood pressure and diabetes, because you're black and you're Hispanic. That's the type shit that they do to us. When really it ain't that. It's our DNA. Is that they're poisoning us in our particular areas. Yeah, in our particular areas that we coming from, that they know we're populated in.
Yeah,
they know how to target us with certain poisons. So it's not really in our DNA. It's just generational bad habits and generational being put in areas where the government and the corporations are poisoning. And that's just what it is. That's the type shit they don't like us talking about, because that's a peek behind the curtain. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the surface level shit we talking about. This is a peek behind the curtain to see what they're doing. That's the type of information you getting from us. And that's all we got, because somebody got to do it. Everybody can't just be talking about all this shit surface level. We gotta dig deep and say, oh, what the hell? What's the real plan here? Why they poisoning us like that? Because they trying to hold us back. They don't want their power structure threatened by us at all. So they keep us in a state of being poisoned, weak-minded, and fighting amongst each other.
Survival mode.
Yeah, and keep us in survival mode with food insecurities and all that type of shit, and limited resources, and having us scraping and scrambling for resources and shit. That's how they keep us controlled. And that's how they keep their power structure in place. And we fall for that shit easily. Now, but people are starting to wake up to it and starting to question more than just the Fat Joe and Tyler Perry and Diddy and R. Kelly shit all day.
Marsha said, what herbs lower blood pressure?
Actually, what lowers blood pressure is just staying away from certain things more than anything.
Right, yeah.
Because if you really want to get down to it, fasting is best for everything, for evening out all your levels, because your body has the ability to heal itself if you just drink clean water.
Right. It balanced everything back
your
out.
body have the
Right.
ability to balance itself back out just by fasting for doing a 3-day water fast or
Yeah.
a 3-day uh fruit fast or some shit.
Right.
Any of that.
Or detox. Yeah. Because
Yeah, or a
the thing
detox,
about
some
it.
type of
Yeah.
detox shit. Yeah, because what's giving us the heart problems, the blood pressure problems, it's the actual poisons that we're continuously consuming.
That's what it is. It's the consuming
But
of chemical based foods
right.
that, you know what I mean, seed oils, uh chemical based foods that have so much preservatives in it, and different kinds of chemicals they use to create that product. I think less ingredients in what you choose to eat. You know what I mean? If you gotta eat something, if you eating something that got 50 ingredients in it, then I mean whatever issues you having is not going to get fixed because you constantly consuming products with 50 ingredients in it every day. So it's like, where do you give your body time to heal at if you constantly eating that every day? So the
And
best
there's
thing to
certain
do
herbs
is
that
add.
assist. There's certain herbs that assist though with helping like your blood pressure and all. Like sea moss is a good thing
Yeah,
take to help your blood pressure go down. Uh, things like ashwagandha and all that. Our melanin splash drink on our website, they have a lot of the herbs in there that help detox and help bring your levels normal, make your levels normal again, your blood pressure and all that shit. Because what's actually causing all that is all the inflammation in your body.
yeah,
Because your body is constantly fighting and trying to digest all the poisons that we're consuming and that we're inhaling and that we're drinking every day. Like we don't realize our human bodies are pretty tough because we endure a lot because we're bombarded with poisons now. They say there's over 10,000 chemicals in our over 10,000 synthetic chemicals that's in our food that I mean that they allow in this country that they ban everywhere else. And when I say this country, I'm talking about the United States. So the poisons are really focused in the United States for some reason. It's like they really trying to poison Americans. I mean, the poisons are other places too, but the focal point seems to be the United States. Like it's
facts.
real bad here. Like food quality, and it's like the agencies that's supposed to be protecting us from this that we pay our tax dollars to, they ain't doing their job. They actually making sure the poisons get in the food because they ain't even checking to see if these corporations are legit or not. They just letting
Yeah,
them
it's
do
like
all
no
letting the
regulations.
corporations. Yep, they letting the corporations do all the scientific research to decide whether their chemicals are safe or not. And if you're the corporation that's actually selling the shit, of course you're gonna say it's good for people, even if it's not, because you're making money off of it. So our lazy ass government sit on their ass, collect our tax dollars, and let the corporations decide what's safe to put in our food and in our water supply and in our air. That's
Yeah,
what's been
you
happening.
basically have to educate yourself,
Yeah, you
and
gotta educate
you have to
yourself.
you have to actually do the research on what foods help with certain conditions that you put in your body. I mean, certain foods that you put in your body um can actually help out certain conditions that you're dealing with. So if you eat more of foods that's there for you to heal your situation, then most likely you'll be able to, you know, you'll feel a lot better when you detox from all of the chemicals and shit that you've been bombarding your system with day after day, night after night. The first 3 days is gonna be hell detoxing from it, but you're gonna feel after that detox is over, you're gonna feel a lot better. Then you start putting the shit in your body that you need to heal yourself.
Right.
Like a lot of people walk around feeling like crap with headaches and dizziness and shit like that is because if you constantly eating the same chemical based shit every day, your body is just rejecting everything you putting into it. Like it's nothing natural going in your body. So your body is gonna feel the effects of that because you're not giving it nothing organic. You're not giving it nothing natural that it needs to thrive. You constantly bombarding your system with chemical based order out food and shit every day. Like I felt like shit when I was ordering out every day. And it messes up your stomach. But when I you know what I mean, when I started detoxing and actually started putting, more food into my body that was, that was more that my body could thrive off, you feel so much better. Yeah, Chinese food is definitely a death trap. Yeah, Chinese food, a lot of MSG in that, a lot of seed oils and shit. A lot of McDonald's, that's McDeath. We call that McDeath. We don't even
Unless you making the shit yourself, like
yeah,
you
we
can
don't
make
even
all
talk
that
about
shit. Just
McDonald's.
you gotta make all that. You gotta start making Chinese food yourself. Like
Yeah, yeah,
buy
yeah.
your
You can
own
make your
ingredient.
own.
Go to a
Yeah,
farmer's market and buy the ingredients. Just go. I mean, you got access. All got access to the internet. All we
yeah. You
gotta
can
do
actually
is
make
just
your
look up
own stir fry
recipes.
rice.
Yeah,
You
look
can
up
make
your own recipes and buy healthier versions of than what you get
yeah,
at
right.
the restaurant, and
Fact,
just make the shit yourself.
right.
And it's best to shop at farmers market close to wherever, you know what I mean, the farmland that you live to. That's where it's best to eat from, because the food is at its healthiest when you eat local,
Yeah,
and you're supporting your local community that you live in. You want to enrich them because you want to keep having access to high quality goods and high quality food and high quality this. You gotta support your locals.
yeah. That I mean, a lot of people just gotta start educating themselves and actually start being more conscious, aware of what you put in. I mean, your body will let you know how you. If you don't, you trust me, your body give you all types of signals.
Right.
You know what I
It
mean?
does.
It be like, well, man, this back pain is really, you know what I mean? Like, what you gonna do about this back pain? Your body telling you what you gonna do about this knee pain and this back pain and all
Or
the,
your
you know what I
blood
mean?
pressure being
Or
high
your
as
blood
hell,
pressure being high as
or your
hell,
sugar
or your
being
sugar
high as
being
hell,
high.
or
Right,
having chest pains.
right.
You know what I'm
They like your
saying?
body gonna be giving you all types of signals. Don't ignore them shits. Actually do the research and say, all right, what do I need? Like, you know what I mean? What should I eat or what should I do to lower my blood pressure? Or what should I do to lower my sugar? Like, you got to start being in tune with yourself and start researching that shit, man. You got Google in your pocket all day. Fuck
Right.
Ti. Who gives a shit about Fat Joe? F a goddamn Ti. Them niggas is that shit. Yeah, that shit is entertainment. But when you feel it like F watching them niggas when you feeling all sickly and shit, like,
Facts.
you know what I mean, them niggas don't mean shit when you feeling sickly.
You all effed up in the hospital and still worrying about what Fat Joe and T.I. is doing.
Yeah, like we
That's
use we
crazy.
we use the shit out these niggas to talk about some real shit all day
That's what we do.
because people gonna click on Ti allegations or Fat Joe allegations faster than us just putting in the title. You know what I mean, eat this to lower your blood pressure. Ain't nobody clicking on that shit, especially in the nigga community. Ain't nobody clicking on that.
Nah, there's a bunch of people clicking on that shit, believe it or not. Because there's a lot of people that got bad blood pressure and they scared and they want to know what they can do. And
Yeah,
sometimes, yeah, nah, people be searching that shit all the time. There's a lot of people with some high ass blood pressure out here
it's
because
just
they eating that shit. They
a
eating
lot
that
of
shit
niggas
out there.
with some high ass blood pressure
Yeah, it's some people out here with some
and
high
headache,
ass blood pressure. Yeah, because they
high ass
eating that
blood
shit.
pressure
They
and
eating that
headache.
shit out there, bro. Like we just watched Boosie sitting up there eating Roof Chris while he's having heart pains. He up in the roof begging for A1 sauce. Like that's the
Right,
last shit you need to be eating. A1 sauce,
right,
steak from Roof Chris, cooked in seed oils. That's the last shit you need to be eating.
right. He should have took his ass to the Outback. At least they use beef tallow.
And that's
Some
another
shit.
whole conversation right
Right,
there.
right. Like, bro, I'm telling you, man. Like, none of this shit's gonna matter at the end of the day. I'm gonna be honest with you. Nah, seafood itself ain't really unhealthy. It depends on what you eating. Is the shit fried in Crisco oil and shit like that? Yeah, it's bad as hell. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the farm raised shit is bad because the way they
Yeah, and the
raising them.
farm, yeah, and the farm shit is yeah,
The
tilapia and
farm
all that.
raised shit,
Yeah,
yeah, the farm raised, they poisoning
yeah,
that shit and giving it to us. Yeah, the
yeah. That
seafood is only bad because of the poison that they putting in it. See, that's the thing. We gotta get educated about shit because everything was up for eat. We ate everything throughout history. Yeah,
but
we
it's
ate
just
all
cleaner
types of
source.
animals,
Yeah,
all types of fruits, all types of vegetables, all types of grains and shit throughout history. It's just that now they're being poisoned for mass
yeah, with the
production.
yeah for mass production, all this
Yeah, that's what y'all
GMO
have to
shit.
understand.
And,
Yeah, that's what y'all have to
all right,
understand. The only reason why shit ain't healthy now is because it's being produced mass production.
genetically
Mass
modified.
production, when they do that, they have to add shit to it to keep it preserved. But that preserved shit is what's poisoning us. Our bodies don't recognize it as food. It actually goes in as chemical waste. The shit that they preserving the food with when they mass produce it, and that's why we say shop local. If you shop at your local farm up the street, you shop at your local meat dealer who actually got the animals that they process up the street, and it's not mass produced from some big ass facility, then it's more of a proper food for your body to eat and for your body to recognize. See, they want to scare you with words like salmonella and bacterias and shit like that, but that's not the shit that's actually killing people. The chemicals that they add to the food that they mass produce, that's what's killing people. That's the shit you get terminal illnesses from. But the doctors and all them is not pointing towards that because they in bed with the pharmaceutical companies, and the pharmaceutical companies are the ones that create these fucking poisons that they putting in all our food supply that they mass produce. And they got the doctors in their pockets. They got the media in their pockets. So they got you convinced that certain bacterias we've been living with for centuries that's already in our digestional tract. Everybody in the world got salmonella in their digestional tract. If you go get an encyclopedia, you'll see that salmonella is already in our digestive tract. It always has been. But they tell, oh, salmonella put, nah, nigga, it's MSG and acid folate and all this shit poisoning.
Names you can't even
All them shits that you can, all them
pronounce.
names you can't pronounce that's in your
Them big
food,
ass names
and
you
all
can't
them
even
synthetic
pronounce.
ass vitamins in your food, that's killing us.
Fossil fate, and all this.
Phosphate hypoxins and shit. Phosphate hypoxins and shit. All types of just weird names. Long ass scientific names. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be
God, this
goddamn
shit is stupid.
Einstein. You gotta be goddamn Einstein to read the ingredients label. That's the shit that's really killing us.
Right.
We ain't seeing it though. Like that's actually the shit that's killing. The chemicals is something. Those synthetic chemicals that they add and that shit, our bodies do not recognize it. Even the
Hell
ones, the scientific names for the vitamins that they use, the vitamins aren't the natural vitamins that came. They're synthetic compounds that they formulated. That's like those vitamins that's in natural food, but it's not the actual vitamins from natural foods. So even the scientific names and people be like, oh, that's just vitamin B6. Oh, that's just folate and all this. Well, that's the synthetic version of that shit. And our bodies don't recognize it. So it causes inflammation. It causes white blood cells to go crazy because it's seeing chemicals in the body and it's trying to prevent it from going to your major organs and killing you on the spot. So it stores it in your tissue, in your fat tissue, and the tissue in between your joints, which causes pain and inflammation. And this
hell
shit
yeah.
you can look up. It's this public information because more real doctors are talking about it. The ones who are not in bed with the pharmaceutical companies, the doctors that left the practice because they
Yeah,
see how
yeah.
it's a one big ass scam, are telling
Hell yeah.
people that it's the chemicals that's in the food that's killing us all.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It ain't the bacteria. The bacteria is some shit you could get rid of by throwing up a couple times, pooping on yourself, pooping liquid diarrhea, and a couple of days later you good. You know what I'm saying? But the shit that the chemicals that they're putting in our food causes the cancers and the heart problems and the strokes and all that because it's chemicals our body don't
Yeah,
can't
like
process.
chlorine in the water, using the water
Facts.
supply, and
Fluoride and chlorine in the water
fluoride and
supply.
chlorine. Like all this shit is laboratory based chemical compounds that
Facts.
they put in the water to say it to help clean it. Like they tell you fluoride in toothpaste is safe. Yeah, all right, but why I tell your ass you can't swallow it?
Exactly. You gotta call poison control if you swallow your toothpaste.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
then they're
come
letting
on,
us
man.
bathe in the fluoride though.
That shit crazy to me, bro. But they ain't really, they bank on the population being ignorant.
Facts.
That's the only reason why they're able to pull off this shit, because the population is ignorant. And I ain't saying ignorant as dumb. I'm just saying ignorant as in don't know what the hell's going on when it comes to that.
That's true.
If
I
you
mean, it's
never
just
read,
not being educated or cared to. Like people,
yeah,
it's just that people just prioritize what they focus their energy on. Like
right.
most people would just focus their energy on Diddy, Trial, and T.I. and Fat Joe and Tyler Perry and all these niggas, all these names and shit, or they focus their attention on the
Or they
Trump and
focus
the
on the mess.
Israel
Yeah.
and
Or focus.
the Iran and Ukraine and all that shit. They focus their energy on that
Yeah.
Palestine and the Jews and the Christians and the Catholics and the Muslims. People focus all their energy on that shit. And all of it's a distraction because when the focus come on you and your health and your well-being,
Mhm.
how are you in line with yourself? What comes first? Is it you? Do you put yourself first, or you putting all this bullshit that's out there, the Diddies and the niggas wake up, don't even brush their teeth, and already
Talk
online
about
looking to see what's next on the Diddy trial?
that.
Like just simple shit like that. Like,
Nigga
and we
stupid.
all guilty of it.
Yeah. We all
We all
guilty of
guilty.
grabbing our phone.
We all guilty of
Yeah.
that shit.
We
But
all
how
guilty of grabbing
often
our
are we
phones.
doing this compared to not? Like, are we? Yeah, is it consuming us?
Yeah. Yeah. It's consuming. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
That's what the distraction is. They want us consumed
But
by the bullshit.
I mean, it's up to you to balance that shit out. Are you gonna let that shit fully consume you, or are you gonna balance that shit out with
Right.
with some shit that you can actually benefit from? Because you can't benefit from Diddy trial or Ti going to
Nope.
court
Nope.
or Fat Joe being accused of, like there's really no beneficial information there. That's more so entertainment, even though it's their real lives, but it's still deemed as entertainment at
You
the
know
end of
what
the
you can
day.
benefit from though,
But
JR? Is the sea moss that we got over here.
yes, when you
The
start you gotta
CBD
start
that
right.
that we have over here on Night and Day Herbals, you can definitely benefit off of that because it's very good for the body.
Yeah, look up what sea moss does for the
Exactly.
body. Look up what minerals the minerals in sea moss actually does for the body.
Facts.
Look up what ashwagandha and all these different ingredients that's used in the detox drink, black seed oil, you know, elderberry, things of that nature. Start looking up and seeing what these ingredients, these herbs actually does for the body, does for
Let
your
thy
body.
food be thy medicine.
You know what I'm saying?
Hippocrates, that's the father of medicine,
I'm gonna just give
says
them a
let your food be your medicine.
prime example real quick. Like the brother Atico makes the um, detox drinks, right? So the ingredients, look at the ingredients that he used: natural spring water, agave nectar, organic turmeric, organic beetroot powder, organic moringa powder, vitamin B12, vitamin D3, organic flaxseed oil, elderberry syrup, organic black seed oil, organic black maca root. You know what I mean,
Look
like
at
the
that.
list goes on. Like if you start looking up these ingredients and actually see what these ingredients do for the body, you will actually be able to understand when you actually take this stuff, you will actually start feeling the effects of it because you're like, all right, well, I know this helps with this certain certain part of the body. I know this helps with this and this. You know what I mean, like, and the first thing you have to do is get your gut in line. That's
Facts.
the gut is like your second brain. Your stomach is your second brain.
That's
So if
true.
your gut is off, and it's gonna throw your whole body off.
And our
Trust me, bro.
CBD is good for inflammation. Like if you got
Right.
inflammation in your body, or you got anxiety or something like that, and you need to rest, or for pain, our CBD, any of our CBD, all of it helps with all of that stuff. Insomnia, pain, inflammation, joint pain, all of that And we got
Mhm.
CBD in many different forms. We got herbal cigarette CBDs mixed with organic herbs. We got pre
Pretty
rolls.
roll.
Yep, we got vapes. All this, all our CBD. There's no synthetic chemicals in any of
Flowers.
our CBD. Everything is grown on small Amish family farms, and all the herbal stuff is organic and grown in very fertilized soil. So we got really high quality products
Super
on our shop here. We've
super
been at
green
this for
stuff.
almost 7 years now. You know what I mean? With 5 stars on Google. So definitely check us out. nightandayherbals.com. We specialize in quality, not quantity. So some things you're gonna see that's sold out because everything on here is handcrafted. Like there's nothing mass produced. We don't sell anything that's mass produced. Everything is handcrafted.
Shit, better get better. I'm telling you,
Natural soaps.
better educate yourself. And
Facts.
where herbs and things help for certain conditions, man. Just don't be ignoring the signs and shit. Like even with your skin, you gotta use certain herbal soaps and stuff to help your skin out.
Right.
To actually, 'cause a lot of people walking around with skin conditions, bro.
Oh man. And that starts from the inside out. You gotta start detoxing first, and then start scrubbing the stuff that's detoxing out of your body off of your skin. So when you
A lot
detox,
of bad skin.
so when you detox, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be sweating a lot of that out, breathing a lot of those toxins out. And it's gonna be sweating through your pores and it's gonna be sitting on your skin. So you're gonna want natural soaps and shit to actually wash that off your body. And I suggest y'all get shower filters and shit too, because they poisoning us through our water supply.
The shower filters
Yeah, they definitely
filters
poisoning
are
us through our water
definitely
supply, y'all. It's
yeah.
crazy. A lot of us have bad skin because of our diet, number one. And number two, even our water is bad. The water we bathe in is even bad. The drinking water is even bad. So we gotta take all that into consideration. And
Yeah,
that's
get
what
that
we designed our
steam off.
shop. That's what we designed our shop around. We even got shower filters on our Amazon store that you can get through our Amazon store through our shop. We got filters on there for water. We got air filters, purifiers on there, all types of shit. Um, Non-poisonous cookware because they poison us through our cookware also. Yeah, they don't give a shit what they do to us out here. That's why there's so much illnesses. They saying like before it was like 1 out of like 10 million way back in the day of people getting certain cancers. Now it's like 1 in 100. 1 out of 10 people now getting certain
Right.
cancers.
Facts.
These cancers just ain't appearing out of nowhere. It's something. It's a cause and effect for everything on this planet. And the cause for a lot of these cancers and health problems are they poison in our environment, y'all. That's obvious now. It's obvious they poisoning everything around us. So a lot of us getting sick and ill, especially kids, because kids is supposed to be fresh. You coming right out of the womb. How you got cancer already? How you getting diseases that people get in their late 40s and 50s and 60s, and you a 10-year-old and you got that shit? That goes to show you that they're poisoning us.
Kid, that's because the chemicals, bro. It's the chemicals that we every day we take intaking that every day. So what it's going to do for the body if you constantly eating that same shit every day?
Facts. Facts.
You think the body? I mean, we do our systems is strong as shit, but you think the
Hell
body
yeah.
gonna be able to keep taking that and you're not doing anything to release those toxins out of your system? Nah, you're gonna have headaches every day. You're gonna feel drowsy. It's gonna, you know what I mean? Happy Juneteenth to all you Juneteenthers too.
Happy
Juneteenth.
Juneteenthers.
Yeah, happy Juneteenth
Juneteenthers.
too.
You said Juneteenthers.
till the June. Yeah, I was trying to do something. Yeah, yeah. He said the milk and the meat is causing issues with women. Yeah, it depends on where you're getting that meat from. If you're getting it from a bad source, you gotta get your meat. You gotta get your meat from a clean source. Because a lot of the commercial meats and stuff are being fed with hormones and you know antibiotics, and the feed, even the feed that the animals are getting is, it's not even for human consumption. So if you get your meat from a clean source where the animals are actually being treated well, they allow to roam free, eat grass free. You know what I mean? Eat grass, and then your meat source is a lot more cleaner with animals that's just roaming free and eating grass versus your animal being locked up all day and eating force
Oh,
fed
no feedlots.
grains and shit that ain't right. The feedlots,
Yeah, them nasty ass feedlots.
yeah,
All them chemical grains that they be feeding those animals. Yeah, that's the shit that. But
then a lot
they
of the
poisoning the vegetables and the fruits and
yeah,
vegetables too. They spraying all that shit on them.
yeah. See, a lot of that meat that's being processed through them chemical plants. You see what they do with the meat? They dump all types of chemicals in that shit when they stirring it up and grinding the meat up. They start adding all these white powders and shit to it.
Yup.
Like, that's bad. Like, that's where the cancer coming in when they start adding them white powders to
Or
the
they
to the
injecting
meat.
the meat with that mystery
Yeah,
liquid.
yeah,
So
like
so
that.
it can weigh more, which is basically chlorine and fluoride water is what they inject in the chickens. What they inject the meat with it to make the meat be heavier so they can make more money. So each of them go through this machine that basically goes into it and pumps poisonous water inside the meat so it can have more pounds so they can charge more money for it.
Yeah,
And it's really poisoning everybody.
yeah. You start seeing them process the meat and they add all these white powders and shit to it.
That's
Like,
the
why? Why,
process shit.
why do?
That's
Yeah,
the
like
hot
why?
dogs and the chicken
Yeah,
nugget
like why do my food need white powder in it? You know what I'm
as a
saying? Like,
binder.
yeah, like why do it need all
They
these
use it as a binder.
white powders and these chemical liquids they pouring in it? Like, why they need all this?
That's the preservative. See, a lot of that shit is binders and preservatives, but that shit is highly toxic to the human body. That's why they tell you to process meats is giving people cancer because they're adding all these binders and shit to it. But the way people used to process meat in the old days, and a lot of other places they still do, is not poisonous.
Nah,
It's the way they doing it now with these factories, and they adding all these poisonous binders and liquids and all this slimy shit, all this weird chemical concoction that they coming up with, and infusing it into the meat so they can make more of it and mass produce it. That's the shit that's making you sick. It's not the so we can't blame the meat and the milk and the fruits and the vegetables themselves. It's not the food itself, because this stuff we've been eating for thousands of years and was good. It wasn't getting sick from
yeah,
it.
you weren't heard of no cancer, none of that shit in the 1800s, and
Right. There
not even,
was,
not even.
there was, but it wasn't as
It
much
wasn't
as it
that.
is
Yeah, it
now.
wasn't. It wasn't based off food though.
The people who
Like, it
was
was
getting cancer
like,
was working like the coal mines and
oh
shit like
yeah,
that.
right. Working around certain yeah, certain
Environments.
environments and shit. But they wasn't getting it from the food.
Right.
Wasn't getting cancer from eating freaking, you know, beef and pork, even pork and shit like that. Chicken and all that shit, like fish. They eating that shit for centuries. Like, it's just when shit start becoming mass produced. That's when we start running into you know different various cancers and shit like that, because everything is mass produced, fast production, mass produced. Now they taking a step further with this whole laboratory shit where they can create a chicken in a week.
Yeah, actual
3D,
machines that's
yeah, like
printing your
3D
food,
print,
3D
yeah,
printing your food out and shit.
3D
Yeah,
printed meat and shit like that.
that's
Nah, we
another
ain't
whole level of unhealthy. It can't convince me that that shit is healthy.
right.
Your body ain't gonna recognize that shit. Your body gonna eat like, what is this? This ain't the right. This ain't the right ratios and shit because the food that we get in its most natural state have the correct ratios of everything our body needs
All right.
naturally. That's the whole meaning of whole foods. But soon as they start isolating shit, adding fillers, doing all this extra spraying, and once they start doing all that, it literally makes you sick. Your body don't recognize it at all. It just doesn't. Your DNA and your blood cells do not recognize the shit that they added into foods now because it's not even supposed to be for human consumption. Complete synthetic stuff that's you call it anti-food. And they're just loading it into our food supply and our water supply, knowing that it's going to make us sick because they've done the experiments on lab mice and all these other and human
Yeah,
experiments
yeah, they did
too.
a lot of all right.
Like they've done all of that and they know how harmful it is to us, but they don't care because they want us to remain sick. So we have to keep going back to the doctor. We have to keep getting the meds. And those companies put the chemicals in the pharmaceutical, the CVS's and the Walgreens, and they putting the chemicals in the food that's in your local grocery store. The same damn chemicals. You either taking them in pill form or you consuming them through the food that you eat. And it's making us all sicker and sicker. And it's making them wealthier and wealthier. And then since they able to put all that stuff in the food supply, make so much money from it, make so much money off your illness, they got the money to keep marketing it to us. They got the money to just keep marketing the same poisonings to us like it's good. And we just buy it because that's what we grew up on. Not realizing they've been poisoning us for years. But then when we go to the doctor, they be like, oh, it's your genetics. Oh, high blood pressure run through your family? Yeah. My mom had it, my aunt had it, my cousin. That's because y'all all eating the same shit. Y'all
Yeah,
all
that's
being
scary.
exposed to the same
Nobody
poison. It ain't got shit to do with your DNA. It ain't you. It ain't your genetics that's causing the problem. It's the poisons that's causing the problems and effing up your genetics. That's what it is. Like they even got us in a system where they got us blaming ourselves for the shit that they poisoning us with, and we believe in that. That's crazy. That's psychological warfare that's been going on that a lot of us don't recognize. But we need to recognize that today when you sitting in that doctor's office and they say, "Oh, what you got? You got diabetes that run in your family. You got yeah, but when you go to family dinners, everybody's eating the same poisonous shit. So of course everybody's going to have the same health problems. It ain't got shit to do with your DNA. As far as it goes with your DNA, it could just be like you're more sensitive to the poisons. Some people are more sensitive to certain poisons than other people, but it's still poisonous to everybody. That's all that means. They tell
the
y'all
hell is
niggas it's allergies, but really you just being poisoned, y'all.
you said allergies.
Yeah, it ain't allergies. You're just being poisoned. That's it, and you just more sensitive to the poison than other people are. That's why some people have allergies worse than others. But some people allergies transform into terminal illnesses and they don't even realize it because you're continuously being exposed to the same poisons and contaminations in your environment every day, and you're not being able to separate yourself from it because you don't even know that it exists.
Shit crazy.
That's the shit that we should be worried about, not with Fat Joe and all them niggas. Shit, them niggas is affected by the poisons too.
I mean, shit, a lot of them is being
Look
used
at
for the
Irv, look at Irv Gotti. Look at Irv Gotti with the diabetes.
Yeah, shit. A lot of them is marketing endorsed by a lot of these fast food motherfuckers anyway. You seen DJ Khaled eating big chicken sandwiches and Big Macs with fries and shit. That nigga be and he be tagging McDonald's be like, oh, this nigga endorsed by that shit.
There you go.
Yeah,
Shit,
sweetie,
those are type
the
videos that play
sweetie,
on our
the sh-
ad.
yeah, the sweetie meal, and
Shush the weedy meal.
yeah, the sweetie combo meal and shit like that. Like they be using the hell out of these celebrities to sell that shit. They've been
Hey,
doing
people fall for it though. That's the shit. Like that's the stuff that. And the thing is, we grew up in it, so we don't see nothing wrong with it. We don't realize that they've been getting us, and it's been like a program that's been running even before we've been born. So when you're born into something, you ain't gonna see it.
fuck no.
You ain't gonna see it.
Hell no. Yeah,
You
hell
gotta literally educate yourself, separate yourself from the crowd, from the herd, and educate yourself in order to be able to see it. You gotta literally isolate yourself
facts,
from the rest of the crowd. And the thing is, like you said, during COVID, a lot of people were isolated. That's why a lot of people did wake up during that time. Because people
facts.
ain't had no time but to educate themselves. The people who were just sitting around twiddling their thumbs, they got bored and like, and they started just looking up shit, and they sensed something was wrong with the world anyway. And that's how they stumbled on a lot of information that they didn't see before.
Exactly. Yeah, people started looking into shit.
Yeah, they started looking into shit. And the rabbit hole is deep, man. It's one big system. Contamination in our food and water supply. Like all that runs hand in hand, and it's done by a hand group of people.
Facts.
That's why they shadow ban niggas like us, because we talk
Oh yeah,
about the
yeah.
real
Yeah, they going
deal.
shadow.
It's a shame that they able to get away with that shit. Yo, make sure y'all share this video. Get this
And they be
video
hitting
out.
us with God community shit. Like community when they start hitting your channel with community guideline warnings and shit. Yeah, it says that it affects your channel. I mean, they hit us with some shit to talk about COVID and all that shit. A video that's already on YouTube and shit. That nut ass Bill Gates video that's already on YouTube. The one where he was talking about population control and shit like that.
Yeah, this
How y'all
world
hit
is
us with
something
guidelines
else.
for shit that's already on YouTube? What type of shit is that?
Hey man,
If y'all don't want people to talk about it, just take the whole goddamn video down there. Take it down from TED Talk. Tell TED Talk they ain't allowed to have this video up.
they pick and choose, man.
Hell yeah, they pick and choose, bro. Hell yeah, they pick and choose. Shit be crazy. Sucker.
Yeah, definitely go check out 90dayherbals.com, man. We
Yeah,
definitely
check this out,
appreciate
man.
y'all. Man, we
Check
about to
this
get up
out.
off of this
Yeah, we
joint.
get
We're gonna
off
hit the
this
two
jump.
hour mark soon. And if y'all haven't already, make sure y'all go subscribe to our Night and Day cartoons.
90 Day Cartoon Network.
Yep, Night and Day Cartoon Network. We got a lot of animated parodies over there. Yeah, I mean, because we realize that laughter is a good medicine, also.
Facts.
So if you haven't checked out our Night and Day Cartoon Network channel, but we out here with the parodies, making parodies of the Diddy trial and all the other shit that's going on out here, making light of the situation so people can get some healing from some laughter. Check out
Facts.
Night and Day Cartoon.
Check out.
It's like your new Saturday morning cartoons, man.
Oh yeah, we
Night
we
and Day
about to get.
Cartoon Network.
Oh shit, about to get diabolical over there now though. We
All right.
about we about we about to we about to get into some shit over there. Um,
So make sure y'all
yeah,
go subscribe.
I definitely want to go subscribe over there.
Night and Day Cartoon Network.
About to be doing some big things over there, so y'all better go definitely subscribe over there.
Hell yeah.
Shit. Anything else you got for the people?
Nah, that's about it.
All right, y'all. We gonna catch y'all on the
Man,
next live stream, man.
we out of here.
Shop now at nightanddayherbals.com and enjoy 35% off all our herbal CBD products, automatically applied at checkout.